In last video I showed you guys that I have created an AI called Friday, and obviously I'm not Tony Stark, that's why it's not very advanced, and I promised you guys to create a tutorial, and this is a tutorial video for the Friday AI. So let's begin. And there's a point that I will not be writing code in this video. I will be explaining already written code that I wrote in previous video. If you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. I will give the link in description, also in that I button. So let's get started. So if you guys are new here and you don't know what my project was actually, so it was just basic Friday, and let me give you a short preview of what it is.
Welcome, boss.
What's the time?
Sir, time is 23 hours 10 minutes and 51 seconds.
Deactivate.
Deactivating, sir.
So this is what I have created, like a basic thing, and let's straight dive into the tutorial thing. So that we will be creating 3 files, obviously in Python. The whole course will be in Python if you don't know. So we will be creating 3 files: speak.py, main.py that I have named after my name, Hasan.py. Soon we will be changing that, because so in Hasan.py or main.py, to be more accurate, main.py will keep all the together things that all will work together, like calling functions that if I say this, you need to do this. So every functions will be listed. It is like index file, the main file. And there will be libraries.py. So if you are just starting out making this project, you might not create a library.py, because library.py is just a bunch of functions that I have defined, like open Google, Firefox, Word, Excel, etc., and then open YouTube and open my channel, etc., and playing music. So these are library.py extra functions that we will be soon calling in main.py. And then we have speak.py. So speak.py will be the most important file in this project, because speak.py will be storing all the speaking and listening functions. So let's straight dive into this thing. So first you need to do simply pip install pyttx3. I will give the whole detail afterwards. And once you have installed pyttx3, and if you don't know how to install pyttx3 or how to create a virtual environment for this thing, go check out another video in which I explain everything about virtual environment. So I will give the link for virtual environment in description and also in that I button. So once you have done pip install pyttx3, we will talk about speech recognition. So we will be using Google speech recognition, and you know it's everywhere, like in Google Assistant, Google voice search and everything. It has speech recognition from Google, and that's what we are going to use. And also it will work only if you are online, because it needs Google. So let's start. Variable, we will defining a variable pyttx3 init. So it will just call init. If you are intermediate Python programmer, you must have been knowing that init function is the main, like indexing all the things in pyttx3. Then we will use voices. So voices, we are defining get property voices, and later on I will explain what we are doing here, but let me give you a sneak that this is get property. So we are calling the voices that have been stored in this computer, because still we are using pyttx3 and it's like basic version of text to speech. And then we have engine.set property. So set property is just pyttx3 saying that I need to get this file of voices installed in this, like Windows computer. I am using Windows computer, so I have only one voice. That's why I created Friday, or I will be creating Jarvis if I can install more, but my Windows is not supporting any other voices than this. So we will be indexing all the set property voices to voices 0. So as you might knowing that we will index first thing, so first what we will get is 0. So I will providing the whole code in description, so you must check out, like I will give the GitHub link. So first voice, and then there's rate. So what is rate? the rate is actually speed of saying something. So like I'm using speed set 175 of speed. So let me explain you. The more number of like numbers here, the more will be speed. So if I can, let me show you, define it property. Okay, I can. So I will be setting up the rate property, that words per minute, not words per minute, but it's a frequency of this voice, that 175 we need to create it on 175. So if you go for 200 it will speak fast, and if you go to 100 it will speak really slow. That will be really awful. So I'm almost like 175 is right for me. You can experiment with this thing. Then we have defining speak.audio. This is just a simple way of hold this boilerplate. This if I forgot to mention, this is the boilerplate for PyTT63. So this is the thing that you need to add, but don't care about it. And then we have defined speak audio. So engine.say audio and run and wait, because we will be waiting. So this is all the thing that will speak. So if you are till here in this video, you have now created a app that speaks. So if you are having any problems, so let me do it for you. So speak, we will be calling speak here, and what we'll be doing is say hello YouTube, and then I will just run it and increasing audio.
Hello YouTube.
There we go. So it said hello YouTube. Why? Because all this boilerplate thing, and then we just engine.say run and wait. Because why run and wait? Because we will be following it with commands. We will not be just doing run and wait, because we have to make the computer listen what you say. Now we are going into the listening part. So what should I do? Let's get straight into this thing. So take command, we will be defining take command, and you can just name it anything, like name it listen. I'm giving it name take command. What take command will do, take R as SR. So we need to import voice recognition as SR, speech recognition obviously, and it's also just a boilerplate of coding. R equals to SR, I can use R from anything. Then audio, we will be create an empty file, because we don't know still what user will say. So it's like inputting input thing that we will define later. That's why we need to create it. And then R equals to SR dot recognizer. Speech recognition will fire up a recognizer if it has more functions, because it definitely has more functions than this, because it's obviously created by Google. And then with SR microphone, speech recognition microphone, so it will get directly into your microphone, default microphone setting, not changing anything and just going it down there. Print listening, because I need to show users that yes, your computer is listening, you must say anything. So print listening. And then audio equals to r dot listen. Listen is a function from Google speech recognition, that listen, just listen, obviously listen. So source, we will be calling source, this thing is source. And then phrase time limit, so you need to be careful with this thing. Phrase time limit is the length of the seconds, in seconds, length of the time you will be speaking. So if you get this 10, so it will listen only for 10 seconds, and we don't want to do that. If you are giving simple commands like open Google, that would be very weird if it waits for 10 seconds. And then we have try, we have defined. So text, wait a minute, this thing, yes. So what text will do, text recognize Google, as we are using speech recognition by Google, you don't need to just write it down there. Audio, language, ENUS, so you need to define what you are saying. If I go with like any other language that I still don't know what to do, but ENUS, ENUK, or I am living in India, so I can do ENIN. So like this, if you are living in UK and you have UK's accent, so you can just go with ENUK, English UK, or Indian accent for Indian accent, IN. But I prefer myself in US, although I don't know why, but Google takes my speech better in US. So then print what you said. So text is what you say, what you are saying, its input, and then print what you said with this U thing. and then return text, obviously, except print dot dot dot. So what does it mean to print this thing? We are printing this thing that it will be continually listening in this Hasan.py that I will be explaining in a minute. So it's just printing this thing, and then if you don't say anything, it will print this, for more precise, and then return none. So why we are doing return none? Because we can return anything, we can return 0, but why we are using none in this case? Because in this thing we are I will explain you in a minute what this lower thing is, but I am giving you a point that this lower thing is basically take every word that you said and convert into lowercase. So if we return 0 in this case, 0 cannot be converted into lowercase because it's an integer, and we need like this, we need strings. That's why I'm returning none here, and then return text what you said. That's it. So if you are here till now, you have learned just how you can make your computer listen to you and make your computer speak for you. So now let's jump into main.py. So here is everything that you need to see, and this is the main file, so you need to be careful about this thing. So I will be giving you small things and how the things work, and I have made some decorators like you can see in this in a moment, that how it writes everything, and I have decorated it a bit. You don't need to care that. And let me show you what we have imported. So the basic thing you need to import for this is OS, obviously, time, date time. Why these? Because obviously we need these to time for date and time and date time to tell the time and date thing. And if we use calendar in this OS for many functions, like from opening a file to shutting down the computer, that I will show you in a minute. Then we have Selenium import WebDriver. I will be explaining Selenium in a brief, but another tutorial is coming out soon about Selenium. I will explain everything from Selenium in that video, because Selenium is a really good thing. And then play sound, because I am not using play sound, it was just a prototype thing, so I am removing it now, or just keep it for some purposes, I don't know. So this is the whole boilerplate. Now from speak import everything. So speak.py is this that we have created just now, and from speak import everything. Then I will be explaining you what are these libraries.py and color.import. These are just things for decoration, and I will not be explaining decoration because it will take too long if you explain everything. So now define wish. Speak welcome boss, as it says every time I run this, welcome boss. So then will be calling wish function. And why we are even creating this, we can write just this thing is just normal, you don't write that. And then take note, because I have also shown in the last video that take note is like nice feature of this thing that I have created with some research on Google. So what take command does, what should I name it? First, if you run take command, it will speak what should I name it. Then I will name a thing like mark 42 that we did like in last video, name mark 2. So it will name the file, mark note, then take command, and then file name. It will just ask you what you said and then name it as that thing. I will explain this later, and when you see the practical, only then you can understand what it's doing. Also, it's just decorator function that you can remove it. We are running the file from here, obviously. And then wish. So I as defined you, the wish thing is just welcome boss. I don't know why I did that. I could have just like remove everything from here, define wish, and so just replacing it to speak then welcome boss. So it will just do the same thing. I don't know why I did that in the prototype of this program. And then this is also just prototype experiment. Yes. Now while true, that while true, it is always will be true, that it will obviously run the program in any circumstances, because while is true and true is true. It sounds a bit broken, but okay. So query, now we will be converting whole take command into queries. That take command is a function from speak, as I have told you, to listen, make your computer listen, and if it listens, take it and store it into query, because we need a space to store everything that take command takes. And then lower, so back then I told you that lower is this same thing to convert a whole. If I say Hasan, and Google recognition will take that as a noun and as a name also, so the first letter of Hasan will be capital, and it can be like infinite combinations of capital and small letters, and we cannot store infinite number of words in our query because we have to do it all manually. So that's why, for example, like I say Wikipedia, and Wikipedia, it listens Wikipedia like as a capital W, so that would not be good, because if we need to define every combinations of capital and small letters, that would be infinite, as I said. So we just need lowercase, convert everything into lowercase. Then here Wikipedia, so you need to install pip Wikipedia, pip install Wikipedia. I'll just marking you, and I'm telling you again that I will be giving GitHub link, or I will give the whole thing, the coding to you guys. Wikipedia, install Wikipedia, and then if Wikipedia in query, so this is the whole thing. If Wikipedia in query, so computer will listen that the whole thing, that it listens with take command, store it in query. And if Wikipedia in query or tell me about in query, so if you know, if you want to search in style with Wikipedia in front of your friends or anything, you can just say tell me about him, or tell me about like Marshmallow, tell me about Alan Walker, or tell me about anyone which is in Wikipedia. So it will be more it sounds more cool than Wikipedia search this or like that. So tell me about, and this is also something that I was trying to do, that Alan Walker's Faded won platinum record. I'm not a big fan of him, but still I don't know why I searched him. Then speak searching, so if I say like tell me about Marshmallow, so speak searching, so it will be searching, and then query replace Wikipedia with this empty string. So what will be after Wikipedia, or what will be after tell me about? So if I say Wikipedia Steve Jobs, or tell me about Steve Jobs, so it will replace Wikipedia or tell me about with the string that I have just said. So if take the string tell me about Steve Jobs is a string, take off tell me about, and then just search the Steve Jobs, and obviously Steve Jobs will be in Wikipedia. And read sentences 1, so you can change it, you can, so Wikipedia will read everything. Now we are using sentences, I will tell you later. Sentences is a function from Wikipedia, like pip install Wikipedia Python library, and for one sentence it will read only one sentence, and then 2 and 3, if you want to go with 2 sentences, it will read the first sentence and the second sentence. So like according to Wikipedia, and then print results, and then speak results. So if I say tell me about Tim Cook, so it will according to according to Wikipedia, then print result what you have fetched from Wikipedia, and then speak the results that you just fetched. Then we will be using elif. So if beat drop in query, so if you want to like in style let the beat drop, and it will play music, because the beat drop string will be in what you said. Play songs, play music, play everything will be inside this. And what is play music, I will be showing you now what we have library. So define music, speak okay boss, now playing Led Zeppelin, because I will be making sure that we will be soon using APIs and machine learning into this thing. Machine learning will take an year or two, but we will be soon using the whole Spotify API into this thing to play music. So it will just start os.start file Led Zeppelin, and I have defined where to find Led Zeppelin. Obviously it's not Led Zeppelin, it's ACDC. And then if I say make a note, write this down, or if these are just calling functions. So speak what would you like to me to write down, and then take command and just call everything from here. You can experiment with that with my code that I will be giving you. So elif show private files, or enter prior mode or private. So this is the function where I replicated the function that is shown in Thor Ragnarok, that this Thor goes into the plane Quinjet, and if you haven't seen, don't worry. So it will just ask you what your name is or what the passcode is, that V passcode. I don't want this thing. So V passcode is now point or break, to understand better understanding for computer. So if the person says take command, if a person says point break equals to point break, it means if the connection matches, speak welcome point break or access denied. So you can add some more code in it to open files or open really private files like that, but I have just made it for a dummy file, dummy thing. Then I have Blaze protocol. It's also a decorate, it doesn't really works. And then we have open application is a whole lot of libraries in libraries.py. so if we just go open, yes, open application, so it's like open Google, so it will open Google Chrome, open Mozilla Fox that I have not installed. It's also a dummy function, just remove this. And then words open, it will word with this thing, and this is all the things. And if there is no applications available with that name, speak application not available, as simple as that. Then Blaze protocol is just a decorator that I will be using soon. How are you? If how are you in query, speak I'm fine. This is the most basic thing that you can do with your AI. Like in query, take command how are you, it will just return and say I'm fine. And then we have the time. Sir, time is this, that I have just shown you in this preview. So the time, if elif the time in query or clock, so what's the clock or something like that. So you can just, you will be fetching, the AI will be fetching this datetime.now, and it will fetch all the things. This is just boilerplate for the same datetime. And then speak time is string time, what you fetched just. And then we have defined an exit query. So what is this exit query? If I say deactivate, go or sleep or exit, as shown here, and it will just say deactivating sir, and it will use the basic function of Python exit function. It will just exit the whole thing. And thanks for watching this video. We are almost on the end, but before you go, I'm showing a little peek of what we have in libraries.py. So we have everything, we are calling everything take command, import from main, import everything, and just we are webbing all the files into each other, calling Selenium WebDriver, music, play music, and just okay boss and play music. Open application, all the applications are here, and here we complete this. So let me run this and show you.
Welcome, boss.
So increasing audio. So this is first. So this is the decorator that I have been talking about. It says Hasan in this nice ASCII, and then we can start. So let's go with.
What would you like me to write down?
I don't know. Okay, so I don't know. It might hurt any query in that, but I can show you what we have now. So let me show you again.
Welcome, boss.
Play music.
Okay, boss.
So you can see deactivate. So it's deactivating, and it played AC/DC. Thanks for watching.
Okay.